It is another live stream. As you can see the view out of the window, we have some sunshine. Can you believe it? There is actually sunshine around today. We are back together. I wasn't going to do a live stream today, but then I had a change of heart. If you have a change of heart, it means you suddenly rethink or decide to do something different from your original plan. That is a change of heart. Welcome everyone, here we are once more, coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language. You know where it is, we all know where it is. It is England. We are back together again. It's so nice to have you here once more. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling happy? I should ask this question. It is a very important question. Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling okay today? I really hope you are. My name is Mr. Duncan and I live in England. I like the English language. You will notice over the next 60 minutes that I really do like English very much. In fact, you might say that I am an English addict, like it says up there in the corner of the screen. It's very nice to have you here again, and I hope you are having a super duper Wednesday. We are back together again. Lots of things to do. We have a big subject to talk about today. You might actually say today's live stream is all about something. It is also about nothing. Is that possible? Can you have something and nothing at the same time? Well, we will find out later on. Oh, by the way, you may have noticed I have made a few changes to the studio. I've decided to put some lovely photographs up behind me of some of the adventures that we've had with our lovely, lovely viewers. So you might notice there are some new photographs behind me, and also you might notice Mr. Steve's mother and also my mother. Sadly, both of them are no longer with us, but there they are, now living forever on my live stream. So I hope you like the new arrangement. If you were watching last Sunday, you would have seen me feeding the giraffes. Did anyone see me doing that? For those who missed it, there I am. And that was a special birthday gift that Mr. Steve gave to me on my birthday a few days ago, just over 1 week ago. It was my birthday. And Mr. Steve took me to feed the giraffes. Now, a few people said, Mr. Duncan, we don't like seeing animals in cages or animals that are kept somewhere in captivity. When we say captivity, we mean something that is kept in a certain place, normally surrounded by some sort of fence or wall. So when we talk about an animal that is kept in captivity, we are saying that thing is being kept in a certain place, normally away from its own natural habitat. So the place I went to last week is a safari park, not very far away from here, and there are many different animals. Quite often you will see these animals in other parts of the world, mainly Africa, but also other parts of the world as well. There are some lions, tigers, hippopotamus, rhinoceros. What is the difference? The rhinoceros, of course, has the horn on its nose. The hippopotamus does not. It likes to go into the water and into the mud. Although I think rhinoceroses also like doing that as well. Besides that, there are some giraffes at this particular place that I went to last week. And these particular animals are cared for very well. And we've been there a couple of times now. And I have to say, it is the most amazing environment. So I suppose, I know this is going to sound a little bit selfish, but I think it is good for people to get the chance to have contact with animals that they would not be able to see for real in their everyday life. So I suppose you might say that it is something that is helpful to society, to give people a chance to come face to face with these animals without travelling anywhere. So I think there is an educational purpose for these places. And once again, all of the standards of care and safety are always observed in these places. There are very thorough checks made. So these places might seem cruel to the casual observer, but they are very well maintained and the animals are all well kept. So that's what we did last week. It was the most amazing experience to get so close and personal to an animal that is, well, I would describe the giraffe as majestic. A beautiful, majestic animal. And as you can see right next to me here, I have my little giraffe right here as well, just to prove how much I love them. We have the live chat today. Hello to the live chat. Hi there. It's nice to see you here today. I wonder who was first on today's live chat. I don't know why I'm asking the question, because we all know who it is. It is, of course, Vitas. Congratulations, you are once again first on today's live chat. I don't know how you do it. How do you do it, Vitas? What is your secret of your super fast clicking finger? How do you do it? I just don't know. I'm sure one day we will find out how he does it. But at the moment, it is still one of those big mysteries in life. We also have Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice. It's nice to see you here today. Very nice indeed. Also, he's here. He's watching at the moment in France. It is, of course, Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. Nice to see you back again. And thank you very much for your lovely email, keeping me up to date with all of the things that are happening in your life. Claudia is here as well. We also have Bax. Hello, Bax 4A, who says, how are you guys? It's an interesting word, guys. When we say guys, we often think of males or men. But actually, these days, you might go into a room or a place where there are many people around, and there might be women and men in that particular place. And you might greet them as guys. Hi, guys. Hey, guys. It's me, Mr. Duncan. Don't run away. Don't leave. Please. So we can use the word guys, G-U-Y-S, the plural, meaning people, generally a group of people, maybe a group of friends, people in a certain place. You will greet them. There are some guys waiting for me. You might say that you have some friends waiting for you as well. So it is possible to use that word in many different ways, even though these days I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan. It's a big subject. When we talk about things like gender and describing a person's particular gender, it can be a little bit of a minefield. When we describe something as a minefield, it means it is a very sensitive or delicate subject. Sometimes you have to be careful how you speak about certain things. When you go into a certain subject, it can be a minefield because you might suddenly say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing by accident, something you didn't mean. You say something innocently, but another person takes it as an offence or something they feel offended by. So talking about certain subjects can be a minefield. Hello also, who else is here? Franco is here. Hello Franco, it's nice to see you here as well. Nguyen Mott is here as well. Have a nice day, Mr. Duncan. I am having a great day. For those who were watching on Sunday, you will probably remember that I was talking about my poorly stomach. I had a bad stomach the night before. You will be pleased to hear my stomach has returned to normal. Everything down here is working very well. Thank you very much. I'm sure you really wanted to know that. Hello, Faison. Faison, it is me, Faison, from Malawi. Hello to you. Thank you very much for joining us today, Faison. Very nice to see you here as well. Sudisk is here. Hello, I am Sunny and I like this very much. I am glad you like this because I would be very, very upset and sad for the rest of the day if you didn't, to be honest with you. Oh, by the way, can I just mention something? And I know I don't mention this very often, but I should. I really should mention it. You can have live captions. So you can turn on the captions for the live stream. Of course, there will be a slight delay between me speaking and the captions coming up. But yes, you can. Thanks to the wonder of YouTube, we can actually have live captions. Isn't it amazing? It really, really is. Hello to Stark Creation. Are you any relation to Tony Stark? I wonder. I don't know. Hello, Sash. Sash is here as well. Very nice to see you. Tom is here watching in Poland. Hello, Tom Rocks. I wonder if you really do. Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy Schmidt. That is a very interesting name. I wonder where you are watching at the moment. It's very nice to see you here today. If you want to say hi on the live chat, feel free. You can say hello. You can tell me where you are. You can also tell me how you found me. I'm always interested to find out how you discovered me. So these stories are always interesting to find out. A few moments ago I mentioned animals. You may have noticed I like animals very much. I love nature. I especially love the birds because they are all around me for most of the time. So I do like to put food out for the birds and then they will come down and I can watch them from the window. So I do like nature very much. I find it rather fascinating. I have a question. Have you ever, and this might sound like a very strange question, but I will ask it anyway. Have you ever been on an animal? By that, I mean, have you ever ridden an animal? Have you ever been on an animal? Maybe on the back of an animal, which is where you normally sit when you think about it. So have you ever done it? Have you ever been on an animal? Now I am going to show you some photographs of me on an animal. And no, it's not Mr. Steve, before anyone says anything. So here I am. I am in a couple of pictures here. And these pictures were taken when I was in China. So I was in China at the time of these photographs being taken. So here is the first one. There I am riding a horse. Mr. Duncan, we did not know that you had experience, any equine experience. The word equine, of course, relates to horses. And there I am, riding a horse in the Gobi Desert, of all places. So that was taken during a trip that I had to one of the grassland areas near the Gobi Desert. It was the most amazing experience, and I wasn't expecting to ride a horse, but they asked me if I wanted to ride a horse. And I said okay, because in my younger years I had a friend who lived very close to my house, and she had horses. So sometimes I would go round there, and I have ridden horses before in my younger years. It was an interesting experience, especially in such a beautiful open place like the Gobi Desert. I have to say, if you ever get a chance to go to the Gobi Desert, do it, because it's quite amazing. So the question today that I've just asked, have you ever been on an animal? Have you ever ridden an animal? Have you ever been on horseback, for example, like in the photograph I just showed you? Have you ever been on horseback? Has anyone ever been on an animal? Here's another one. Here is a clue to the next animal that I've been on the back of. This, once again, is a photograph taken in China, Inner Mongolia, near the Gobi Desert. This picture was taken also at the same time as when I visited the grasslands, and you can see another animal nearby. Well, can you guess? I have done it. I've been on a camel. I've actually ridden a camel, and there you can see that is me riding a camel. We went to a certain part of Inner Mongolia, and it was a recreation of one of the ancient Mongolian areas. And I am dressed as a Mongolian emperor. I'm not sure how true that is, but apparently I am. And I'm riding on the back of a large camel. Can I just say, if you are ever thinking of riding on the back of a camel, be careful, because they are rather unpredictable as animals. They can spit as well. So if you get too close to the camel, and if the camel doesn't like you, it will spit at you, which is not a very nice experience. So there is another animal that I have been on the back of. I can't say that I enjoyed this particular experience. I didn't enjoy it very much. First of all, the camel wouldn't stay still, so I was a little bit worried that it would run off and take me with it. Also, it's very high up as well, so I did not feel very safe. I would say that I feel much safer on the back of a horse than I do on the back of a camel. So what about you? Have you ever been on an animal ever in your life? Have you ever ridden a certain animal? Giovanni is here. Hello, Giovanni. Yes, in my early years, I rode a wonderful horse. It was a black horse, and I rode it into the forest. So you ride something, you rode something. So we use the word rode, R-O-D-E, as the past tense of ride. So you ride something in the present tense. If you are talking about something you did in the past, it is rode. R-O-D-E. Hello to Ariel. Ariel, you are giving me a big surprise here on the super chat. Hello, Ariel. Hi, Mr. Duncan. Hello, Ariel. Watching once again. Thank you very much. It's nice to see you back with us on the live stream. And yes, I am with you on Wednesday. For those wondering, I am with you on Wednesday. Luis Mendez. My father had a donkey, and it was my job to take care of the animal. We say a donkey to qualify a stupid person, but donkeys, in fact, are quite intelligent animals. Yes, we also have the same expression. We might describe a person as a donkey. There is also another word we can use which might be offensive to the YouTube algorithms. So I do have to be careful what I say. But yes, we might call someone a donkey, maybe if they are lazy or if they seem a little stupid. We can say a person is a donkey. Francesca is here. Hello, Francesca. It's nice to see you here again. Thank you very much for joining us today. Beatrice. Now, I would imagine Beatrice, I think in Argentina, there must be lots of horses, cattle, farms, maybe places where you can experience that sort of thing for real. So not a place like a safari park, but actually in the real location. I would imagine it must be very nice. Beatrice says, I used to ride a very calm horse in the country of some friends I had in Buenos Aires. But I can't now. It's not good for my bones. Well, this is interesting because Mr. Steve has a friend and she owns a horse. She has fallen off the horse many times, and a couple of times she actually ended up in hospital, quite ill, quite damaged. I think she broke her back at one point and had to lie still for many, many weeks before she could move again. So there are, of course, some safety hazards when it comes to animals, especially when you get on the back of them, because they can be unpredictable. You don't know what the animal is going to do next. Well, you don't, do you? You can't really reason with an animal. You can train an animal to do something in a certain way, but it's not always possible to reason with them, to communicate with them directly. So even if an animal is friendly or tame, it can still turn. It can still suddenly do something unexpected. Faison says, I love animals and it's really lovely riding on an animal, although I have not done it yet. It is the most amazing experience, but as I've said before, there are dangers. Now, I do remember a few years ago, in fact, it was many years ago, the famous actor Christopher Reeve, who used to play Superman. He fell from a horse and became completely paralysed. So the fall damaged not only his back, but also his spine as well. His spinal cord was damaged, which left him unable to move in any way. So it's not a safe thing to do. So even people who are experienced with horses or any type of animal can still come to harm. I think a few weeks ago, a member of our royal family, Princess Anne, was injured by a horse when it suddenly decided to kick. And it kicked Princess Anne in the head, which is something I don't recommend, by the way. It's not a good thing to do, have a horse kick you in the head. I do not recommend it at all. Not that I've ever tried it. I've only done it maybe 5 or 6 times in my life, so I don't actually recommend it. There used to be lots of donkeys in this area, by the way, around here where I live now. There used to be lots of donkeys that were kept by squatters. So this area in which I live was originally inhabited by squatters, and many of them used to own donkeys because they used to use them as their workforce. Instead of using machines, they had animals to do it. Giovanni, have you ever had geese, Mr. Duncan? They are so funny and they play tricks. I love geese very much. Geese, ducks, swans, the most majestic of all the animals that exist must be the swan. They are the most beautiful creatures. They are also one of the most violent as well. They can really fight. And during the mating season, the males can be very aggressive indeed. So I do like all sorts of animals, birds, water birds, or fowl, as they're often called. Hello, also Muro. Hello, Muro Vargas. Hello to you. Thank you for joining me today. I am sometimes here during the week. Quite often you can find me here on Wednesday, but also on Sunday as well from 2 p.m. UK time. So don't forget to join me on Sunday as well. I will be with you right here. Today we are looking at an interesting subject. In a few moments we are looking at a subject that might seem a little confusing. We are talking about something and we are talking about nothing. Is it possible to do both of those things? Find out a little bit later on when we look closely at that particular subject. So I hope you will stay with me. This is English Addict coming to you live from England on a Wednesday afternoon. I hope today is going well for you.
I'm a big boy now.
We are with you live on a Wednesday afternoon. It is English Addict with myself, Mr. Duncan, live right now, chatting to you. And of course, you can chat to me as well on the live stream. If you want to say something, you can. Claudia asks, Mr. Duncan, do you like squirrels? I have to say, I have a strange relationship with squirrels because we have many round here. So they can be lovely, they can be fun to watch, but also they can be incredibly annoying sometimes, because when you put food out for the birds, they will all come and try to take the food as well, which of course will then scare away the birds. So they can be a pain. Did you know that you can legally, in this country, you can kill squirrels? So if a squirrel comes into your garden, you have the right, the law will allow you to destroy it, as long as you do it in a nice way. But it's true. I'm not joking there. Hello, Kun Khan. Hello, Kun Khan. It's nice to see you here as well. Is it your first time? Please let me know if it is your first time. I think sometimes squirrels are annoying, but also they are quite fun to watch. So I have a strange relationship with squirrels. They annoy me, and they also give me a little bit of joy as well. A bit like Mr. Steve when you think about it. Here we go then. We are looking at today's subject. We are looking at something and nothing. Mr. Duncan, what are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense. How can you talk about nothing and something at the same time? Well, of course, I'm talking about the actual words, the phrases that go with these particular words. So don't worry, it's not going to be too deep. There isn't going to be too much metaphysical conversation taking place. Don't worry. Nothing like that. It's not that kind of channel, to be honest. So here we go then. Let's have a look first of all at the general use of the word thing. Because I have to be honest with you, of all of the words that exist in English, the word thing is used quite a lot, because we are using it in many different ways. So the word thing is often used as a general term. The general term thing relates to a tangible object or an intangible state or thing. So let's have a look at those words, because we are introducing some new words here. So I don't mind explaining them. So first of all, we are talking about something that is tangible. The word tangible means real, solid, touchable. A thing that exists as real. So when we talk about something that is tangible, it is something that you can reach out and touch. Maybe you can reach into your screen and touch me on the shoulder. Of course you can't do that. It's impossible. But maybe if you meet someone, or maybe if you are walking around in the countryside, you might reach out and touch a leaf on a tree. Something that is real. It is tangible. Something that can be held, touched. It has form. Type of object, something that can also be understood. You can say that it is tangible, but more often than not we use it when we want to describe something that is real or solid, something that exists in reality. Then of course we have intangible, which means unreal, imagined, untouchable, ethereal. Mr. Duncan, that is a very interesting word. Ethereal. Something ethereal might be something that is there in the mist, It is something that is all around, but it is not tangible. It is something you can't touch, and quite often something you can't even see. So the word intangible means unreal, imagined, untouchable, ethereal, a thing that can't be touched. Maybe a thought or a concept or an idea, something you imagine, isn't real. It is not something you can touch, but you still might think it. So it is a rather big subject when we start talking about this, but I will keep it as simple as possible, just so I can understand it. The word something. There is, of course, a wonderful song. I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan. There is a wonderful song by the Beatles that I would love to sing, but I can't. You know why. You know why those horrible algorithms will come along and they will say, no, Mr. Duncan, you cannot sing any Beatles songs. You can't. It's not allowed. But it is a beautiful, beautiful song that I can't sing, unfortunately, because they won't let me. They won't let me. The word something relates to an instance, a state, an object, or a state of mind. So generally speaking, something can be anything that exists, or maybe something felt, a thing that exists in real life, or maybe something imagined, or maybe something you feel as well. So the word something can be used in many different ways. Something is, something does, something wants, something needs, something has, something feels, something tells. So we are looking at different types of action. Something is, exists. Something does, is carrying out an action. Something is doing a thing. It does that thing. Something wants. We often think of want as need. Something needs. Quite often something that is important or necessary. Something has. Again, it is something you have, own or possess. Something feels. Again, in this sense, we are talking about in our mind, the way we sense something. Something feels. Or, of course, we can actually touch something for real. So maybe something feels soft. Something feels hard. Or, of course, in your mind, you can feel something. You feel some type of emotion. And then something tells. A thing will give you information. Maybe another person. Maybe a book that you are reading. That thing gives you information. It tells you something. It is giving you information. Something can be a feeling. It can be the sensation of an unknown thing. I feel something. You can't name that thing. You don't know exactly what it is, but it is a feeling. It is a sensation, something you are feeling. You feel something. It can be the sensation of an unknown thing. I know a lot of people who say that they've been into a house, a cold house, or a dark, cold house, and they felt something. They don't say what it is, but they just feel something. It is a sensation. You feel something. Quite often we use the word something when we are talking about a particular feeling or something that's happening, but we can't quite define it. Something can relate to an object not yet clearly seen. So perhaps as an example in this sentence, I can see you have something in your pocket. You can see that there is something there, but you are not sure what it is. It is something that you can't clearly see. It is still hidden, but you know there is something there. You can see there are many ways of expressing this very simple word. It does seem like a very simple word, but it has many, many ways of being used. Something can be sensed, but not seen. And as I mentioned a few moments ago, maybe you go to a certain place. Perhaps, now I always feel, I'm not sure if I should say this, but I always feel a little strange when I go into a graveyard, even if it's during the day. There is always a feeling whenever you go to that type of place. There is a feeling of stillness, but also there is a feeling of some sort of presence, something that you can't quite describe. Something can be sensed but not seen. Something smells nice. Are you baking a cake? Maybe you can smell something, but you can't see it. You sense that thing is happening, but you can't actually see it. So quite often we use our senses to detect something. You might hear something in the distance, but you're not sure what it is. I don't know what that thing is. I'm not sure. I can hear it, but I'm not sure what it is. Maybe a type of bird is singing, but you're not sure what it is. You know that it is something, but you are not sure what it is. Maybe you can smell something. Something smells nice. I think Mr. Steve is baking some bread. So it is possible to describe something as being sensed, but not actually seen. Something can be felt as an instinct or intuition. When we talk about instinct, it is your natural feeling, rather like any animal in the wild. An animal will have some sort of sense of the things around it. Something can be felt as instinct or intuition. Something tells me it is going to rain later. You're not sure how you know, but there is a general feeling. Something tells me it's going to rain later. You're not sure what it is, but it's just a feeling you have. Something can be the general description of an incident, something, an occurrence, something happened, something took place. Something is happening next door. Something is happening next door. I don't know what it is, but I can hear something. I'm not sure what it is, but something is happening next door. Something can be the general description of an incident, something that is happening. Something can feel a certain way in a positive or negative manner. Something good has happened. Something bad has happened. You can describe something as negative or positive, depending on the feeling it gives you. So again, we are talking about your senses, how you feel about something. So your own feeling will decide whether that thing is good or bad. You have a good feeling about something good has happened, or something bad has happened. Something in the air. There is something in the air. Something in the air expresses the feeling of an approaching moment, something that is coming, something that is about to happen. You're not sure what it is, but something in the air. It is a feeling that you have. I feel something in the air concerning the company's future. Maybe something is about to be announced. Maybe something is happening, and you feel it. There is something in the air. You're not quite sure what it is, but quite often that particular thing is not good. Something as a possession or a thing owned, the presence of an object, something you have, a thing you own, something that belongs to you. You have something. I've something. So if you are talking about a thing that you have, a thing that you own, a thing that is yours, you might say, you have something. I have something. You are showing that you own a particular thing. Then we have nothing. Is it possible to have nothing whilst still talking about something? The answer is yes, by the way. Claudia says, I have a feeling, a very special feeling I used to have when I open the window and there's no noise outside, no cars, no people, no birds, no wind, nothing at all, just the sun, the mild weather. It feels amazing. You are right, yes, there are these strange moments that you have where everything is perfect. It doesn't happen very often, unfortunately, but you can have those magical moments where everything seems perfect. Sometimes you can't even describe the feeling. It just feels right. Then we have nothing. Nothing, generally speaking, is the absence of all things. So nothing is nothing. The absence of all things. We often describe nothing as. I have nothing. I've nothing. Maybe a particular thing that a person has asked you for. You might say, I have nothing. Maybe you are asking for a certain type of thing, but you don't have it. I'm sorry, I have nothing. Maybe a person asks for some money as you are walking along the road, but you have no money on you. You might say, I'm sorry, I have nothing. I have nothing. I have no money on me. There is nothing. Nothing to eat. So again, we are talking about the complete absence of something. And that is the simplest way of describing nothing. If it's possible to do that, which it is. Nothing describes the absence within a certain space. So a certain area, there can be nothing, an empty void. So there's an interesting word. The word void means empty, an empty space. There is absolutely nothing there. You are in an empty space where there is nothing around you. There is nothing in the cupboard. So maybe you open your cupboard at night and you are looking for something to eat. Maybe there is no food in there. Or maybe you are looking for a particular thing and there is nothing there. You can't find that thing. There is nothing in the cupboard. The cupboard is empty. There is nothing on the television. Well, this is true. Have you ever watched TV recently? Do you ever put the television on and there is nothing to watch? Nothing that is interesting. You can't find anything to watch. So you might say there is nothing on the television. Nothing. There is nothing good to watch. You might also say that you feel nothing. So maybe an emotion that you should have. Maybe you should feel happy about something or sad, or maybe you feel nothing. You have no feeling whatsoever. You feel nothing. Nothing can describe the presence of only one main thing. So here we are looking at a figure of speech. Nothing can describe the presence of only one main thing. You might be showing a certain quality of something. For example, he is nothing but trouble. You are saying that person is a person who will create difficulties or problems. That is the main part of their character. That person is nothing but trouble. We are saying that he's not a good person, or not a good person to know, or maybe he might create lots of problems. So in this situation, we are using the word nothing but to show that that particular thing is the main part of their character. In a situation, we can also use it as well. There is nothing but fresh air here, rather like the situation that Claudia mentioned a few moments ago. There is nothing but fresh air here. So you are saying that particular place is a good place to be if you want to enjoy the fresh air. There is nothing but fresh air here. It means it is a good place to be. Lots of nature, lots of fresh, open air for you to enjoy. So there are many ways of using the word nothing. Nothing can describe the lack of consciousness or feeling. Nothing. The lack of feeling or the lack of empathy. Maybe a person tells you something sad, or maybe they give you some bad news, but you don't react. You don't know how to react. You feel nothing. You have no feeling. Maybe there is a person you dislike. It happens in life. There are some people who dislike me. I know what you're going to say. It's very hard to believe that. But there are lots of people who dislike me. I have the emails to prove it. I feel nothing for you is a sentence we might say if we have no feeling towards someone. Maybe we don't like them. Maybe we feel no love towards that person. We might say, I feel nothing for you. Maybe part of your body has no feeling. It can happen, especially as you get older. I feel nothing in my legs. Maybe your legs are cold. Maybe your fingers are freezing because you've been outside on a winter's day. I feel nothing in my fingers. My fingers have no feeling. They are numb. Moving on, nothing can describe an empty void. As we mentioned earlier, nothing is nothing. There is nothing there, nothing to see. Maybe if you have a day where there is nothing happening, you might have nothing to do. Nothing existing. So we are entering into a big subject. After death, there is nothing. Some people believe. Not everyone, but some people do believe. After death, there is nothing. Eternity is nothing. So we are going to the extreme. We are going to the ultimate expression of what nothing is. Absolutely nothing. No consciousness, no feeling, no thoughts. Absolutely nothing. So we can describe something that is maybe empty, or maybe a type of void, an empty space, or even eternity itself. Can there be something in nothing? Is it possible to have something in nothing? Because it does seem like a paradox, doesn't it? Something in nothing. Well, if I said yes, would you believe me? A paradox is a question that is very hard to answer, or sometimes the answer will contradict the question. So quite often when we talk about a paradox, it is a never-ending puzzle. It is something where there is no clear answer. To have nothing is something. So even if you have nothing, you still have something, because nothing is something. We are talking about the state of having nothing. So in that sense, nothing is something. To have nothing is something as it is still an occurrence. It is still happening. So if you find yourself with nothing, that is still something, because it is an occurrence. It is a situation you are actually in. Are you confused? I hope not. To make something out of nothing. This is something a lot of people do. People sometimes enjoy making something out of nothing. So this is a phrase that we use in English quite often to create a problem or a bad situation when there is not one there. There is nothing bad happening, but some people enjoy making something out of nothing. They will create a problem, even though there is no problem there. There is nothing wrong. There is no difficulty. There is no problem. However, someone might create a problem. They will make something out of nothing. It is an expression we use when someone quite often likes looking for trouble, even if there isn't any. Nothing can be expressed in many ways. So there are many words we can use to describe nothing. We can say zero. Zero is nothing. It isn't anything. It is nothing. As a number, we can say that nothing is zero. There is nothing there. There are no people in the room. The number of people in the room is zero. We can also say nada, nothing, nada. Naught, naught means nothing. It also refers to the numeral zero. Zero is naught. Then we have the word nout. Now this is a colloquial expression, nout, quite often used in the north of England. A lot of people will say nout instead of nothing. There is nout to do. There is nout happening in my life. Nothing. So quite often in the north of England and even around the area where I was brought up in Staffordshire, quite often people will use the phrase nout to mean nothing. Then we can say zip, nothing, absolutely nothing is there. Zip, nothing. And finally we have the word zilch. Zilch also can be used as a synonym for nothing. There is nothing. Zero, nada, naught, nout, zip, zilch. There is nothing. And that, as they say, is the end of today's lesson. I have nothing else to say on that subject, although I might have something for you on Sunday. Today's lesson has ended. I have nothing. Sunday, I will have more. I will have something for you on Sunday. When you have nothing, you feel free, says Claudia. You are right. Yes, there is no better feeling in the world than having time to think or time to rest. Sometimes having nothing to do is the best feeling in the world. I think so. Thank you very much for your company today. We have quite a few people here today. A few people I've never seen before. If it is your first time here, thank you for joining me. I hope this has been interesting. There will be captions later. You can watch this again if you missed it. So do not worry about that. Palmyra says, oh, some new words for me today. Well, that is the reason why I'm here, hopefully. Today's lesson will help you somehow, some way, who knows. Thank you also for your lovely messages concerning my birthday. I had a lot of lovely messages from last week. Thank you very much. And also lots of messages wishing me well because of my poorly stomach. But my stomach is okay now. Everything is back to normal. I am 100% well. Definitely, I can assure you. Thank you very much for your company. I will see you on Sunday. Mr. Steve will be with us on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. So look out for him. He will be with you. Thank you very much for your company. See you soon. Take care of yourselves. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Take care. Stay happy. Keep that smile upon your face. And if you like this, please give me a lovely like as well. And of course, see you on Sunday and ta-ta for now. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thank you.